Hey, what's up guys? Houston here. Look, if you're an independent contractor or 1099 or a self-employed individual and you're trying to get funding for your business and you have bad credit, then this video is going to help you. Now, the first thing we want to look at is Giggle. This is Giggle Finance. Now, they loan up to $5,000. And when they loan us up to $5,000, what happens is that they don't look at your personal credit. Okay, this has nothing to do with your personal credit. Now, I must be transparent with a lender like this. It's like a cash advance type of lender, right? So the interest rate may be higher than your typical bank loan or something like that. So just keep that in mind. However, when you need financing, when you need funding right away, then you definitely need to find someone that's willing to trust you, right? And so, as you can see here, it's a simple application process. So you get your money in minutes, and there's no hidden fee. Instant cash available through debit or transfer, flexible payment schedule. Now, we're going to go all the way up to $50,000 in funding, so we have other lenders as well. And here, we just want to break down who qualifies, okay? So if you're Uber, Lyft, Rideshare, Handyman, TaskRabbit, Care.com, Fiverr, Upworks, Airbnb, you got truckers, taxi salons. So as you can see here, they work with a array of people that they're willing to give a loan to. So don't think I don't qualify or whatever. The thing about it with this situation is understanding what you need in order to qualify. All right. Like I said, the maximum amount is $5,000. How do I qualify? Giggle does not have any credit requirements. That's what I want you all to understand. Like I told you, no credit requirements, all right? So they use your bank statements to determine what your business can afford. Now, here's the thing about it. I'm going to tell you guys. You move forward as an entrepreneur and you're self-employed or contractor and stuff. One of the things I continue to tell you, it's possible for you guys to get funding if you have your business established and you actually have pay stubs. The reason many of us miss out on the opportunity to get funding is because we haven't structured our business right. We don't have our business paying us, right? So there's a link below so you can actually set up a consultation so I can tell you what's the best NAICS code, and that's very important when trying to get funding to go moving forward to try to get funding and the best structure. Also, we help set up payroll if that's something that you need also. But you have to understand, even if you don't have a structured business, that does not disqualify you, long as you can prove like you are in the gig economy and stuff like that and you have revenue. Now, also another thing that makes it more challenging for people with bad credit and they have a business to get funding, they may be going to the wrong institution. They may not be banking with the right institution as well. And we also explain that. Okay? Now, it's Fundoo, okay? And it's a merchant cash advance as well for gig workers also, right? Now, the interesting thing about them, they go up to $10,000. And it's no personal guarantee. That's right, it's no personal guarantee. So in terms of different freelancers, Uber, Lyft, Rideshare, Handyman, TaskRabbit, they just give you more money. And as you can see here, who qualifies for their lending. Now, minimum eligibility requirements and stuff, you have to have a bank account. Minimum monthly average is, all you have to do is make it $1,500 a month. $1,500 a month, and they want you to be in business at least for 90 days, okay? So that's the thing about it that you have to understand. And just going back over what I was saying, we aim to assist self-employed professionals and small business owners by offering flexible finance solutions, okay? To qualify, we require 3 months in business, consistent account activity. The account should have a minimum average monthly revenue of at least 15, that's all. They give you a loan. Now, again, because it's a merchant cash advance, keep in mind the interest rate may be higher than your typical credit union or bank, but when you have bad credit and you're looking for no personal guarantee and you're trying to get funding, this is definitely a place, because the minimum income you need to be making for the business is about $1,500. Where else you going to go that they're willing to give you a loan and you're making that small amount with no personal guarantee? Okay. By the way, Giggle Finance and Fundoo, those two creditors, those are your tier 4 lenders, because they're alternative lenders. They work with people that have very challenging credit but have revenue in the business. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Now, the next lender we're talking about is Capital One. Now, why are we talking about Capital One? Remember, I told you guys that Capital One is a tier 1 through tier 4 lender. Okay, and what makes them a tier 4 is because of this here credit card here. This is the Capital One Spark Classic Fair Credit Score. So all you need is a minimum of a 580 credit score to get this. Now, one of the things about it you have to understand, where Giggle Finance and Fundoo, they do not report to the credit bureaus, okay? With Capital One, they do report to the credit bureaus, but you're getting a credit card here, and it reports on both the personal and the business. So as you utilize the card, it's going to report to help build up your credit as well. But all you need is a 580 credit score for this. Another easy lender that's an unsecured card, which is a charge card, is Corpay. That's right, Corpay. Now with Corpay, it is a net 21 charge card, meaning that they give you a limit on it. Typical, if you have bad credit, the minimum credit score, I should say, they want you to have is at least a 600. Now, they will pull your TransUnion FICO 8 score, okay? So that's something you have to keep in mind. With Capital One, they will pull all 3. However, if you have 2 of your credit files blocked, Capital One will go with the 1, all right? So just keep that in mind. Now, that being said, back to Corpay, excuse me. Like I said, Experian, 600 credit score, FICO 8 scoring. This is a charge card, net 21, okay? And usually when bad credit, depending on the revenue, the minimum they usually give it out is about $1,000. And again, Corpay is a tier 4 lender as well. Now, here's a tier 3 lender. Tier 3 lender, so you can understand. It's credit union. Your tier 1, so that I can clarify for some of you guys. Your tier 1 is your major banks, okay? So your major banks, like I said, Capital One is on the tier 1 list as well for funding, but they go from tier 1 to tier 4. And then you have like US Bank, One, Bank of America, American Express, those Chase Bank. Those are your tier 1 lenders. And the reason they're your tier 1 lenders is because although they're major, if you're not generating a lot of revenue in them, then you're not going to get a lot of funding from them. Okay, not a front. Okay, because they look at companies with large deposits and stuff like that, good credit scores and stuff, in order for them to decide if they want to give you larger deposits. So that's the reason they're tier 1. Now, in reference to this credit union is DC Credit Union. Now, you have to be in the area of DC. They do have different organizations you could join to become a member. Now, one of the things about this DC Credit Union is that they do offer business microloans. And the reason they're on the list because they offer loans up to $50,000 for up to 5 years, okay? And as you can see here, all you need is a 610 credit score in order to qualify for a microloan with them. All right. So you don't have to be in business for 2 years. Like a lot of financial institutions, the tier 1s, when it comes to loans, they want you to be in business for at least 2 years. With these here lenders that I'm talking about, they're like the lowest hanging fruit for a startup, for somebody that's starting up a business, needing funding, needing capital to move forward and stuff like that. So this is why these here type of loans are so important, because I'm trying to find ones that don't require a lot of credit, but long as you're generating revenue to where they can see, okay, this is an existing business. All right. Now, again, one of the things they may look at, they may look at tax papers. They may look at financial statements, bank statements. Again, one of the biggest things that hold a lot of people back from getting funding is because they may be lacking on payroll. Paperwork, paperwork, paperwork. That's the name of the game. If you have the right paperwork, I promise you, you can get tens of thousands of dollars. It's very easy because you actually can prove that, hey, this is an active company. I filed my taxes. I'm getting paid from the company, like I said. And you can actually create those pay stubs with a credit card. All right. So if you have any other questions about those ways to actually get the pay stubs for your business so you can get access to more funding, again, click the link in the description. It's DreamSpring. Okay. DreamSpring, they offer loans as well as lines of credit. And one of the things that I always tell people about, go for the line of credit. Now, here's the key to DreamSpring. When going after DreamSpring, you have to have a DTI of less than 50%. Okay. They will take a 620 credit score. That 620 credit score is TransUnion FICO 9. Now, this is very helpful. One of the things I'm going to tell you about DreamSpring that you need to understand, for those of you that are not familiar with this, with DreamSpring, yes, they do report on both the business and personal side. But another thing about it, because it's TransUnion FICO 9, I always tell you with Vantage scores and FICO 9 scores, it's easier to build up than a FICO 8 because you can add the utilities, you can add the rent payments, you can add the subscriptions, and you can add authorized users. And so for those of you that don't know which authorized users to add on the credit file, click the link in the description. Schedule a one-on-one consultation. Now, moving forward, talking about DreamSpring, like I said, with this line of credit, it's a revolving line of credit for 24 months. They give you up to $50,000. It's a fixed interest rate on it. So this here is definitely will help some of you guys that are independent contractors. You're self-employed and you're trying to get enough capital to keep your business going or get your business going. And I know there's a lot of people in the trucking industry that just needs a little help for their business and stuff like that. These are the type of lenders you want to go for. Now, again, DreamSpring, they are a tier 4. Okay, they are a tier 4 lender as well. Now, if you have any questions about business credit funding, personal credit funding, removing negative items off of the personal credit, click the link in the description. Schedule a one-on-one consultation. Thank you.